Okay, we'll give it a moment to get online. It should be working now, I think. I think I am live. Ooh, we are live. Great. Okay, so let's bring up my stuff here. Okay, so I'm Michael from AbleLingo. Our motto is improve your English, become more valuable. Okay, so let's talk about what are we going to do today? Well, I'm so glad you asked because let me just get something here. Oh, hello, Saddam Dang is here. Hello, good evening. Okay, well, today this is what we're going to do. We are going to use a conversation. We're going to watch the conversation, analyze the conversation, talk about phrases and vocabulary, use pictures to help understand, take 2 quizzes. That's right, 2, not 1, but 2 quizzes. All right, and hopefully we can have some fun. Learning English should be fun. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is watch the conversation. All right, and we'll do it with sound. Let me turn it on. Okay, here we go. This is the conversation that we're going to use today, and it uses the idiom, a bed of roses. Okay, here we go.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years.
Oh, well, for me it was a bed of roses.
It was trouble-free for you because you escaped.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
I was scared. I froze. The candy was delicious.
Because you stopped to eat candy, my escape was a bed of roses.
The candy was delicious.
What happened after the guards caught you?
Okay, I think you guys know already, when I hear the music, I have to cut a rug. I have to dance just a little bit. Okay, so that was the conversation. And they use the idiom, a bed of roses, I think at least 2 times. Okay, so let's get started and talk about, we're going to analyze this conversation. All right, I see in the comments we have Saddam Dang and we have Raghad. Raghad. Well, welcome to both of you, and whoever else is watching, feel free to leave comments. I will be watching the comments, so if you have questions or if you want to help me, if you have other ways to say the things, the words and phrases I will be saying, great. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the first part of the conversation.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses. All right, so let's talk about a bed of roses. Okay, so let's see. Here are other ways to say it was a bed of roses. It was so easy. It was a piece of cake. Aha! Piece of cake is another idiom. We'll get back to it in just a moment. It took hardly any effort at all. It was trouble-free and effortless. It was uncomplicated and simple. All right, so we have 5 different sentences, 5 different ways to say it was a bed of roses. So we have actually 2 idioms here. They're a little bit different, but quite similar. A bed of roses means something is easy, right? It's not difficult. It's trouble-free and effortless. Effortless means it does not take much effort. It's easy to do. And uncomplicated is the opposite of complicated. Right? We have in here piece of cake. It was a piece of cake. And the idiom, piece of cake, aha, Raghad says it was simple. Right. So a piece of cake means something is easy. It's not difficult. It was a bed of roses. Okay, so let's do some pronunciation. Repeat after me. And if you repeat after me, put some apples in the comments, and that lets me know that you are participating. Okay, here it goes. Repeat after me. It was a bed of roses. It was so easy. It was a piece of cake. It took hardly any effort at all. It was trouble-free and effortless. It was uncomplicated and simple. Okay, and if we see the picture right here, 1 plus 1 equals 2. If this was the math question on your test, you would say, that test was a bed of roses. It was a piece of cake. It was so easy, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. It was easy. All right, let's continue with the conversation. Coney From is in the comments. They say, hey, hello, and welcome. All right, to the next part in the conversation we go.
What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years.
Oh no. Oh no. What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years. All right. So I was put in jail. So this guy down here, you can see he's wearing the uniform or the clothing that people wear if they're a prisoner or if they're in jail, right? The striped clothing, striped hat, striped shirt, long sleeve shirt, button up. And I was put in jail. And he doesn't look very happy because he's behind bars. He's in jail. So here are other ways to say I was put in jail. You could say, and if you guys have other ways that you think, how other ways we can say in English, I was put in jail, put them in the comments. All right, here we go. You can say I was locked up, as in they put you in there and they lock the door, right? I was locked up. Ragad says behind bars. Yes, I was put in jail. All right, you could say I was locked up, or you could say they locked me up. So they locked me up. We have passive voice and active voice, right? So they locked me up. They took the action and they threw me in jail. You could say I was put in prison, or you could say they put me in prison, right? So we have the passive voice, someone else is doing something to me, and the active voice. They're the ones taking the action and grabbing me and putting me in prison. All right, let's see. I was put in a correctional facility. All right, I was put in a correctional facility to try to fix my behavior. Because, I guess the guy, he robbed the candy factory, right? So they caught him. All right, and another one is I was put in the big house. All right, the big house is another way to say jail. All right, let's see. Layla Almeida says arrested. Well, arrested is the first step, right? That's the first step before they bring you to jail, right? So they have to arrest you, that's step 1, and then they bring you to the jail. They probably do a lot of paperwork, and then they lock you up. They put you in prison, or they put you in jail, or they put you in a correctional facility. Correctional means like they're trying to fix you and make it so you never do the bad behavior again. And then a slang term, it's quite informal, is you could say the big house. And that just means jail. Okay. All right. So let's continue in the conversation. Here we go.
For 2 years.
Oh, well, for me it was a bed of roses.
It was trouble-free for you because you escaped.
You escaped. Aha. All right, let's see. Raghead says they use handcuffs. Yes, they use handcuffs and they put your wrist together and they go click, click. Right. Okay, so he says it was trouble-free for you because you escaped. We look at the picture here. We can see 3 birds, maybe doves, I don't know, flying out of the cage. So they are escaping from the bird cage. So the sentence is, you escaped, and I'm going to give you other ways to say you escaped. All right, here we go. You can say you got away. You can say you got out. They didn't catch you. You weren't caught. You could also say you made it out. Aha. Raghead says feed, fleed. Aha. You could say, let's see, you fled. As in, you fled, you ran away. Right. Aha. Coney Frem says got free. Okay. All right. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so you fled, you got away, you got free, you were able to escape. All right, so repeat after me. Let's do some pronunciation. All right. Oh, Sarah Mo says, hello, hello, teacher. Finally, I am here. Welcome. Okay. All right, let's see. Saddam Deng says, you are out of danger now. Okay, right? If you escape, you probably escape from the danger. All right, so let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me. You escaped. You got away. You got out. They didn't catch you. You weren't caught. You made it out. You fled. As in you ran away. Right? You ran away. And you got free. All right. Raghead says you broke out. Well, we could say the birds broke out. And let's see. When we're talking about in the conversation, it says it was trouble-free for you because you escaped. They weren't in jail yet. They were robbing the candy factory and someone found out what they were doing. So they didn't break out of jail yet because they both didn't get caught, but they escaped. But Raghead, you broke out is still the right idea. But if we use you broke out, that means you escaped from some place, maybe a cage or the jail or the prison. Okay. So these are other ways to say you escaped. The whole idea is you weren't caught, right? Okay. All right, let's move ahead in the conversation. We'll repeat this part.
Because you escaped.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
Okay. I think there's a problem with their plan, or there was a problem with their plan. Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us? Okay, so I'm going to give you other ways to say while they were chasing us. So it's kind of a long question, right? Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us? So I guess they were inside. They were stealing from the candy factory, and maybe the alarm went off. The bells, neener, 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 and the guards came running, and they're chasing them, right? But the guy stopped to eat candy while they were chasing us. So, why did you stop to eat candy while they were pursuing us? Why did you stop to eat candy while they were coming after us? Ah, Roghead, perfect timing. Right, that's just what I said. Wonderful. Why did you stop to eat candy while we were trying to escape? Why did you stop to eat candy while they were running after us? Let's see. Why did you stop to eat candy while they were following us? Saddam Dang, perfect timing. Wonderful. Okay, you guys are great. So these are other ways to say this part of the question. So the full question is, why did you stop to eat candy while they were chasing us, or while the guards were chasing us, right? So to pursue is very similar to chase, right? Someone is going after another one and they're trying to catch them, right? So in this picture down here, we can see the police cars and they're all lined up, and maybe it's a police chase. They're chasing a criminal, or maybe someone tried to rob a bank and they're trying to catch them. Aha, Rocket says, while they were trying to catch us. Right. Saddam Dang says, we are genius. Yes, I love it. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. Coming after is similar to chase. Someone is coming after you. They're maybe behind you and you're running. They're coming after you. Or they're seeking you. They're trying to find you. Here we go. And running after is just more specific. How are they coming after you? Well, they're not walking. They're running after you, right? And similar again, they're following us. And their intention is to catch us because we were stealing from the candy factory, right? Okay, so let's see. In the picture down here, we have 4 police cars. It looks like just the first one has the lights on, and the other 3 don't have the lights on, which makes me think that it's probably not a police chase then. Maybe it's more of a funeral procession or something formal, maybe a parade or something like that. Because if this was really a police chase, it would be kind of wild, and all of the lights would be on, the sirens would be on, and they would not be neat together. They would be all over the place, probably going really fast. Okay, guess what? Guess what time it is? What time is it? Oh, that's right. It's time for the first quiz. Wow, it's time for a quiz. Oh, I'm so excited. I'll put it in the comments. It's time for a quiz. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Let's see what we have here. Make sure I have my music in the right place. Let's see if you were listening. Question number 1. Maybe? Yes, there it is. Question number 1. Something that is a bed of roses is great smelling, easy and simple, very complicated. These are your choices. Let me know in the comments. You can say A, B, or C, or you could say 1, 2, or 3, or you could just type out the whole thing. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's see what the answer is. Something that is a bed of roses is easy and simple. Right. Okay. And I will come back and I will talk about the answers after we get through this first quiz. So it's time for question number 2. What is a similar way to say jail? the small house, the round house, or the big house? What is a similar way to say jail? Time for the music. Okay, so we have all different answers on this one. Ooh, maybe I'm making my quiz questions a little more difficult. Wonderful. Okay, so what is a similar way to say jail? The small house, the round house, or the big house? Well, the answer is the big house. And I will show you in just a moment after we finish this first quiz. That's right, we have 2 quizzes today. All right, question number 3. What was the man doing before the guards caught him? Enjoying tasty candy, reading a great book, or planning a new heist? What do you think? Okay. All right. So we have a mix of answers again. Ooh. I think I'm making these quizzes more difficult. I like that. Okay. So what was the man doing before the guards caught him? The answer is enjoying tasty candy. Okay. So let's talk about the quiz questions. We had three questions in this first quiz. The first one was, something that is a bed of roses is easy and simple. Okay, so let's review what we learned. All right. So in the conversation, she had said, let's just hear her say it.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
What?
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses. And we learned that it was a bed of roses means it was uncomplicated. It was simple, trouble-free, effortless. It was easy, right? So if someone says that it was a bed of roses, not a big deal, right? So for the girl in this conversation, robbing the candy factory was easy and simple. So something that is a bed of roses is, easy and simple. Okay? So question number 2 was, what is a similar way to say jail? And the answers are the small house, the round house, and the big house. So let's take a look. Let's see. First, the part of the conversation was here.
Bed of roses.
What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years.
I was put in jail for 2 years. Right. Okay, so let's take a look where we talked about jail. Oh yeah, this guy in jail. And these are all different ways to say, I was put in jail. And all the way at the bottom, guess what? I was put in the big house. And I remember saying that about 2 or 3 times, that the big house is another way, an informal way to say jail, right? So I think it's the word that the criminals would use. I don't want to go back to the big house. I'm getting out of the big house. I will never go back to the big house again. Okay, so another way to say jail is the big house. All right, let's go back. So what is a similar way to say jail? It's not a small house. It's not a round house. It's The big house. Okay. All right. Question number 3 was, what was the man doing before the guards caught him? Let's see. Saddam Dang says jail can be small also. Yes. But, however, when we use slang, and this kind of slang, the big house, that's how they refer to jail. So it's possible the jail can be small, but people still might call it the big house. Maybe because they have respect for it. They don't want to go there. I don't know. All right, so let's see. What was the man doing before the guards caught him? Well, let's take a look at the conversation. And we'll move right here. Aha. So we'll start right here. And it gives us the answer. Enjoying tasty candy. It's in different words, but let's see if you can understand.
It was trouble-free for you because you escaped.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
Why? Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us? Not a good plan, right? So what was the man doing? And when we say the man, we're talking about this guy who's in jail. What was he doing before the guards caught him? Well, the girl tells us. She said, why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us? So let's see. Roghad says, since she said, why did you stop, means you were eating them first, right? So they were being chased. The idea is they were being chased and they're running. And the girl, she's probably running super fast. And she looks and she's like, hey, where did the guy go? And she looks back behind her, looks around, and she sees the guy and he's eating candy. And then it was easy for the guards to catch him, right? Okay, so the other answers, let's see, reading a great book. No, that doesn't work. Doesn't have anything to do with the conversation. Planning a new heist. Well, planning means to put ideas together to find a solution for something. And a heist. Ooh, does anybody know what the word heist means? You might have heard it in a movie, an action movie, something like that. Does anyone know what the word heist means? You can leave it in the comment. Let's see, Saddam Dang, you keep asking, so I will respond, but please stop asking after this because this is not an appropriate time. Saddam Dang, hello, please reply this. Why didn't you join me yesterday on Instagram? I saw that you put in the request and I tapped on your name. However, it said unable to join every time I tapped on your name. Okay? So please stop asking. All right. Okay, so anyone have another word for the word heist? Let's see. I'll put it in the comments. A heist is a robbery. Whoops. Not a robber. Heist is a robbery. Okay, let me take that comment out. All right. So heist is another way to say robbery. So was the guy planning a new heist? Well, while he was eating the candy and the guards were running towards him, maybe he was thinking, how should we rob something else? But I don't know. But either way, we know that right before the guards caught him, he was enjoying tasty candy. Right. All right. So yes, a heist is a robbery. So you could say a bank heist. You could say, I guess, a candy factory heist, but you go there and you steal things. Okay, so the answer to this question, number 3, was enjoying tasty candy. Right, so we did the quiz and we also talked about the answers. Right, I think it's time to continue on in the conversation. All right, here we go. Let's repeat the last part. Roghad says his belly ruined the whole plan. He was hungry, I guess, for the tasty candy, right? Let's see. Sarah Mo says, teacher, what's the difference between heist and robbery? Well, let's take a look. Heist and robbery. All right. So you could say a bank heist, whoop, and bank robbery. And you know what? If you if you told someone that you're planning a bank heist, if you said, I am planning a bank heist, they would understand that you are saying the exact same thing as I am planning a bank robbery. So you're going to go into the bank and steal the money. So they're the same. They mean the same thing. Heist and robbery. I think, in my opinion, the word robbery is more common. It's more common than the word heist, but heist is still used. Like if you see in the newspaper sometimes, they might say, oh, on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the evening or 10 o'clock in the morning, there was a bank heist. The robbers got away with $3 million in cash. Something like that, right? Same meaning. Let's see, Coney Fromm says steal. Yes, right, to steal. And usually there is some sort of force, right? Whether they use guns, whether they use maybe knives or machetes, but they force the people to give them the money, right? Okay, all right, so let's see. Let's continue in the conversation. And we'll flow from this last part. Here we go.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
I was scared. I froze. The candy was delicious.
Okay, so he really enjoyed the candy, right? He froze. I froze. All right, so in the picture, I would say this girl is, what do you think? Maybe you guys can tell me, how would you describe the lady and her emotion in this picture? What do you think? How does this lady in the orange shirt, how does she feel? She's like, How do you think she feels? Let me know in the comments. And then we'll talk about other ways to say, I froze. Because in this conversation, it has kind of a specific meaning. And this lady right here, she's probably feeling the same kind of emotion. So what do you think? What emotions is this lady feeling right here? What do you think? So Dam Dang says she feels perfect. Raghad says frightened. Right. She's frightened. Aha. So let's see. In the conversation, we can see he says, I was scared. I froze. Aha. I was frightened. I froze. In other words, I was unable to move. I was so scared that I froze. And we're not talking about froze as in water and ice. We're talking about the inability to move, unable to move. It's like, like if you ever see a deer and he's standing in front of a car at nighttime and he's looking at the lights, the deer's like, and the deer doesn't move. Right. Okay. All right. So I froze. I was unable to move. We could say I was so scared I couldn't move. Right. Or maybe I couldn't run. Right. Or I couldn't stop eating the candy. All right. Let's see. I was paralyzed with fear. So this is kind of a bigger word, paralyzed. And we're not talking about paralysis where someone has inability to control their arms or their legs and they go around in a wheelchair. This is because of the situation. There's so much fear, there's so much emotion that your body, it's like it freezes, right? And then this guy just keeps eating candy. Okay? Oop, let's see. So I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't move. I couldn't move forward, maybe. Let's see. Here's a good one. I was so overwhelmed. Right. I was so overwhelmed. It was just too much. And I saw the candy and I had to eat it. The candy was delicious. Okay, let's do some pronunciation. Repeat after me. I froze. Oh, and remember, all of these end with an exclamation mark. So we're not going to say, I froze. No, we're going to say, I froze. I was unable to move. I was so scared I couldn't run. I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't move forward. I was so overwhelmed. Okay. So let's see, you guys are getting active in the comments. Wonderful. If you guys did the pronunciation, show me some apples. Let me know that you're participating. That's great. Let's see. Coney Fram says, maybe a toothache. I agree. This guy just, oh, the candy. It's so good. Oh, I don't care if I'm going to jail. I'm just going, oh, I don't care if I'm going to the big house. As long as I can eat candy right now. All right, let's see. Raghad says, me, me when I go on a diet. So this lady right here, maybe she's going on a diet and she's like, oh, no, I can't. Right. Let's see. I see some LOLs. Coney Fram says, because eating candy too much. Oh boy, and I see a whole bunch of apples. Wonderful. Let's see. Coney Fram says, overwhelmed. Right. Overwhelmed means the situation is too much emotion, and we just can't handle it. We can't control our body. We're like shocked. Right. Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay. Layla Almeida said, please forward again. I'm not quite sure what you mean. If you could repeat or say it in a different way. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Let's move forward to another section in the conversation. And we'll make it flow from this section. Layla Almeida, pronunciation forward. You want me to repeat again? Is that right? You want me to repeat the pronunciation? Let's see, I can't tell. Pronunciation forward. Or do you mean move forward in the lesson? I don't understand. Okay, well, we're going to move forward. This is the next section of the conversation.
I was scared. I froze. The candy was delicious.
Because you stopped to eat candy, my escape was a bed of roses.
Okay. All right. Because you stopped to eat candy, thank you. My escape was easy. It was so easy, right? And let's just let's see. Oh, here we go. My escape was a bed of roses. So the girl's like, thank you. Thank you very much for stopping to eat the candy. Because the guards were distracted. They saw you and let me run away. All right, so here are other ways to say my escape was a bed of roses. And if you guys have an idea, because we already learned what a bed of roses means, then put in the comments other ways to say my escape was a bed of roses. Okay, so here's the first one. My escape was effortless. Right? Didn't take much effort. It was easy to do because the guards caught you when you were eating the candy. My getaway. Ooh, getaway is another word for escape. My getaway was worry-free. Aha. Raghad says uncomplicated and simple. Layla Almeida says not difficult. Right. Wonderful. Raghad says easy. Right. Because it was a bed of roses. It was a piece of cake. Right. All right. Let's see. The next one. My escape was incredibly easy. Right. Not just easy, but incredibly easy. Really easy. So easy. Because the guards weren't chasing me anymore. My getaway was hassle-free. Right. So just like worry-free, we have hassle-free. And hassle just means like a complication, a problem, something went wrong. So if it's hassle-free, It's free of hassles. There are no hassles, right? Okay, let's see. And here's another one. My flight to freedom was a, oh yeah, another idiom, piece of cake. Bing! Right. Thanks for eating the candy. Thanks for stopping to eat the candy. My escape was a bed of roses. All right. So flight to freedom is not like flying on an airplane. Well, I guess it could be if that's your way to escape. But the whole idea is that you're in motion, you're fleeing, you're running away, you're trying to get out of there, and your flight to freedom. Your movement to a place where you don't have to worry about them catching you or coming after you, right? Okay, so are we ready for pronunciation? Here we go. And I like to do the full sentence because it gives you a good way to do the whole thing instead of just a single word. Okay, repeat after me. Aha, Roghead says new expressions. Right, there's so many ways to say the same thing in English. And when you learn other ways, you learn new words that you can use in different situations as well. Okay, so repeat after me and put some apples in the comments if you're doing pronunciation. Here we go. My escape was a bed of roses. My escape was effortless. My getaway was worry-free. My escape was incredibly easy. My getaway was hassle-free. My flight to freedom was a piece of cake. Right. Okay. And let's see. Coney Fram said incredibly. Aha. Let me show you another one which could work as well. You could also say amazingly. Amazingly. Amazingly easy. And if we want to get even a longer word, we could say extraordinarily. Extraordinarily easy. All right, this is a big one. Repeat after me. Extraordinarily. We can break it into parts, okay? First part, extra. Right? Ordinarily. All together, extraordinarily. Or, I also hear people say extraordinarily. They kind of mix the A and the O together, all right? So extraordinarily is the opposite of ordinary or normal. Okay, let's put it back to what it was. It was incredibly easy, which means really easy, right? Okay, let's move on in the conversation. We'll repeat this part.
Because you stopped to eat candy, my escape was a bed of roses.
The candy was delicious.
Aha! Okay. Ah, the candy! Oh! Okay, so let's see other ways to say the candy was delicious. So this is the word that we'll be focusing on, but I'll do the full sentence. Can you guys come up with other ways to say the word delicious? All right? Because I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oh, here we go. Tasty. Ah, Roghead, wonderful. That's my first one. The candy was so tasty. Right. Ah, mouth-watering. Yes, yes. Very good. That's a wonderful one. Just think of, you're looking at the candy and you're like, oh. It's like, oh, I want it so bad. I don't care if the guards are going to catch me. I will eat the candy. The candy was scrumptious. Scrumptious. And we'll practice pronunciation in a moment. All right. Here's one that maybe a kid would say, or anyone, I suppose. The candy was yummy. The candy was yummy. All right. The candy was delectable. Ooh, I don't see delectable used a lot, but it's another way to say delicious. So, and this is another way that just really expresses how we feel about the candy. The candy was awesome. And then if you have awesome, you could put everything, right? Amazing, incredible, extraordinary, wonderful. So awesome that I could not stop eating it. Okay, so let's see. Repeat after me. Let's do some pronunciation. The candy was delicious. The candy was so tasty. The candy was scrumptious. The candy was yummy. The candy was delectable. And the candy was awesome. It was wonderful. It tasted so nice, so sweet. Okay. Even though I was going to the big house after the guards caught me, I was happy because the candy. Oh, so let's talk about this picture here. I would say this is candy probably from a candy store. And we have these tools right here. They're called tongs, I believe, to pick up the candy. So we have all different colors, right? And probably different flavors. Some are sour, probably sweet, probably delicious, probably very, 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 very unhealthy. But they look nice and they taste nice. Okay. Aha. Layla Almeida says, extraordinary. Right. The candy was extraordinary. All right. So here we go. Let's move forward in the conversation.
The candy was delicious.
What happened after the guards caught you?
Aha. What happened after the guards caught you? So let's see other ways to say the part of the question after the guards caught you. So the full question is, what happened after the guards caught you? And I'm going to give you other ways to say this part of the answer, okay? What happened after, let's see, after the guards grabbed you? Oop, right? After they grabbed you, it made you stop eating the candy? Aha, after the guard arrested you. Oh, I think that's in my list. Nice, well done, Roghead. Let's see, after the security seized you. And seize is like, they grabbed you and you're stuck, right? They seized you. After the guards tackled you. Aha, right. I see Kashinath Mandal says arrest. Right. Oh, that's the next one on my list. Very well done. So caught you, if we say tackled, tackled is like in American football when someone's running with the ball and everyone else grabs them and knocks them to the ground. So maybe the guy was eating the candy and he didn't want to stop eating the candy. And so the guards just jumped on top of him and they tackled him. All right. All right. And here's the one that you guys said. Well done. After they arrested you. Right. And when we talk about they, it's going to be the guards, security, or maybe even the police when the police came. Okay. And after another one is after they detained you. Right. Detained is similar to arrested. Arrested is more official because there will be a lot of paperwork and there's probably a good reason to bring you to jail. Detained could be that they just want to talk with you for a while and maybe have official questions about something. However, in this situation, when the guy was stealing all the candy, they probably had a really good reason to detain him. All right, repeat please, tackled. Okay, let's see. All right, let's do that word. Oop, and make it, there we go. Everyone say tackled. Tackled. Right, and inside is the verb to tackle. To tackle. is to jump on top of someone and to knock them down and get them down on the ground so you can catch them and then they can't move. All right. Let's see. Coney Fram says arrested and charge you. Right. So charge you is the next step, right? If you go to court and they bring you to in front of the judge, which is sometimes called the arraignment, and they formally charge you with a crime. In other words, they say, okay, they go to the judge and they say, we have this witness, we have this information, and we saw this happen, and we arrested him, and we think you should charge him with robbery or theft or stealing, something like that. All right, so let's do pronunciation, okay? All right, here we go. Repeat after me. After the guards caught you. After the guards grabbed you. After the security seized you. After the guards tackled you. After they arrested you. After they detained you. All right, and I see Layla Almeida says detained, repeat. Here we go. So detained. And the verb in there is to detain. It's similar to arrest. A little bit different, but very similar. So after they detained you. Right, Roghad says a fine. You might have to pay a fine, but if you do a robbery or a heist, remember we learned the word heist? If you do a robbery or a heist, you might get a fine. You might have to pay for things that you damage, but since it was like a violent crime, you're probably going to have to go to jail. Because it's very serious, right? Even if it's candy, I guess. Okay. All right. So these are other ways to finish the question after the guards caught you. All right. So and in the picture here, we have a guy. He's wearing handcuffs and his hands are behind his back. Handcuffs are around his wrists. And they put them around the wrists because if they put them tight enough, you can't pull your hand out, right? So you're stuck. If they don't put them tight enough, then people can slip their hands out. I had it before. Did you guys know I used to be a police officer a long time ago? I remember there are some people who have such small wrists that you put the handcuffs on them and the handcuffs go all the way shut and it's still not tight enough. And so the people can pull out, right? So they can get out of the metal handcuffs. And there's a simple solution. The simple solution is just to use plastic handcuffs. Plastic handcuffs are kind of like zip ties. The plastic ties where you put them together and they go zip, and then you can get it really tight. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's move forward in the conversation. Right.
What happened after the guards caught you?
Okay, I know. I should stay focused and not dance, but I need to dance. Okay. All right, so we're going to get to the question in a moment, and we're going to answer the question, and I'm going to give you different ways to answer, some serious, some not so serious. But first, we're going to go back through, and we're going to watch the conversation again. And then we're going to review. I'll stop it very quickly, and I'll give you other ways to say what they're saying in the conversation. And then we'll get to the question, and we'll answer the question at the end. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Let me find my place. Here we go.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
Oh, I notice I'm still wearing my glasses. The quiz hasn't started yet. Okay, sorry. I will stay serious. Let's start again.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
Okay. She could have said, Robbing the candy factory, it was so easy. Robbing the candy factory was trouble-free and effortless. So we talked about other ways to say it was a bed of roses.
Of roses.
What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years.
I was put in jail. I was put in prison. I was put in the big house. They locked me up.
Oh, well, for me it was a bed of roses.
It was trouble-free for you because you escaped.
It was trouble-free for you because you got away. You weren't caught. You made it out.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
Why did you stop to eat candy while they were pursuing us? While they were running after us? It was not a good idea.
I was scared. I froze. The candy was delicious.
I was scared. I was unable to move. I was paralyzed with fear. I was so overwhelmed. Oh, but the candy was good.
Because you stopped to eat candy, my escape was a bed of roses.
Ah, thank you for eating the candy because my escape was effortless. It was easy. It was hassle-free.
The candy was delicious.
The candy was so tasty. It was yummy. It was mouth-watering, I think you had said, right? Okay.
What happened after the guards caught you?
What happened after the guards seized you? After they arrested you, detained you, right? Okay, so it's time. We're going to answer the question. And let's listen to it one more time.
What happened after the guards caught you?
Okay, I'll stop dancing. Okay, so the question is, what happened after the guards caught you? In other words, we're going to do it real short. She's asking, what happened next? After the guards caught you, what was the next thing that happened? So here are a couple possibilities. If you guys have a couple possibilities to answer this question, put it in the comments. Let's see, a couple things. Layla Almeida says, I would answer because for me it was not a bed of roses. Right? Let's see, because I didn't stop eating candy, right? Okay, so what happened next after the guards caught you? Right? They told me to shut up and brought me to jail. We could also say they interrogated me for 5 hours and wanted to know about my childhood. Let's see what we have. Let's have her ask the question and we'll answer.
After the guards caught
Oh, here we go.
What happened after the guards caught you?
They told me to shut up and brought me to jail.
The candy was delicious.
What happened after the guards caught you?
They interrogated me for 5 hours and wanted to know about my childhood. Okay, all right, let's see. In the comments we have Layla Almeida, he is put in jail for 2 years. That's right. Let's see, Raghead, they put me in the car violently. They grabbed me and they threw me in the car. Kashinath Mandal says, beat black and blue, right? They beat me black and blue. But I still had some candy in my mouth. So it was okay. Okay, right? So let's see. Let's talk about some other ways. All right, let's see. Where are we? Find my space. Okay, so these are other ways to say, how to answer the question, what happened next? But we have even more. Okay, let's see. So what happened after the guards caught you? What happened next? They slapped. Say, slapped me around for a while and forced me to watch them eat candy. Oh, they slapped me around for a while and forced me to watch them eat candy. Let's see. Let's see it in context. Go.
What happened after the guards caught you?
They slapped me around for a while and forced me to watch them eat candy. So I guess it's torture. Because they knew how much I loved candy, so they ate candy in front of me. Okay. So what happened next? They made me eat so much candy that I threw up 10 times. Right, let's see it in the conversation.
What happened after the guards caught you?
They made me eat so much candy that I threw up 10 times. Right? So much candy, so unhealthy. All right. So, threw up. Raghad is smiling and then he says, that's awful. Right? Can anyone think of another word that means throw up? And I'll give you a hint. It starts with V. To throw up. There's another way. To V. Okay, there's V and 4 more letters. Can anybody tell me what is another way to say to throw up? So we have a verb, right? We need another verb that means the same thing as to throw up. Raghad says vomit. Right. Vomit. Right. So we could say, they made me eat so much candy that I vomited. I vomited 10 times. So let's see, vomited. Because we have to put it in the past tense. Because he's talking to her from jail and telling her, what happened. So I vomited 10 times. So let's just say in these answers, things were not going very well for this guy. If they say slap me around, that's like they beat me up. And then they tortured me by forcing me to watch them eat candy. Right? Okay. So we're going to watch the conversation all the way through one more time, and then it will be time for the quiz. Okay, here we go. And I warn you, I will probably dance when the music comes at the end. Okay, here we go. After this, we'll do the quiz.
Robbing the candy factory was a bed of roses.
What? I was caught and put in jail for 2 years.
Oh, well, for me it was a bed of roses.
It was trouble-free for you because you escaped.
Why did you stop to eat candy while the guards were chasing us?
I was scared. I froze. The candy was delicious.
Because you stopped to eat candy, my escape was a bed of roses.
The candy was delicious.
What happened after the guards caught you?
Okay, so it is time for a quiz. Yes, quiz number 2. All right, let's see. Are you guys ready? I think so. We're going to start with question number 1. The girl escaped because the man was a moron, a genius, a weirdo. Let me know what you think. Here's the music. Okay, I don't see any answers in the comments. So here we go. This is the answer. The girl escaped because the man was, let's see, a moron? Layla Almeida says either A or C. You're correct. A moron. Okay, and we will talk about the answers in a moment. But here is question number 2. Here we go. Which is not a similar way to say delicious? Here are your choices. Scrumptious, abominable, delectable. Which is not a similar way to say delicious? Here's the music. Okay, here we go. So which is not a similar way to say delicious? The answer is abominable. Right. So that is not a way to say delicious. So the other ones are a way to say delicious. All right. Like I said before, we'll come back and we will talk about the answers. But right now it's time for question number 3. The guards made fun of the man because his plan was masterful, was horrible, was incomplete. What do you think? Here we go. Okay, so the guards made fun of the man because his plan was horrible. Okay, so the answer is horrible. Aha. Okay, so let's go back and we're going to talk about the questions and the answers, all right? So question number 1, the girl escaped because the man was a moron. The word moron means stupid. Someone who is stupid, right? And it's fair to say that someone who stops to eat the candy while the guards are chasing them is not very intelligent. So we can't use a genius because a genius means someone who is really intelligent. A moron means someone who is really stupid. And it's a big insult if you call someone a moron. So I would be careful if you use this word. But in this situation, I think it fits. A weirdo seems like it could work because he was strange, right? He did some strange things. He stopped to eat the candy. But I would say that a moron is the best answer because it wasn't worth it to stop and eat the candy when you have to go to jail. Right. So the answer, I think the best answer here is a moron. Right. So question number 2 was, which is not a similar way to say delicious? And the answer was abominable. And if we look back on what we learned, let's see, what were the other ways to say? Aha. Scrumptious, delectable, yummy, tasty, all of these, right? So when we go back to the question, here it is. Scrumptious is here, which is a way to say delicious, and delectable also means delicious, but abominable is the opposite. It means horrible. Abominable plan. His plan was abominable. It was horrible. It was terrible. So abominable is opposite. All right. Let's see. Question number 3. Let's take a look. The guards made fun of the man because his plan was horrible. His plan included eating the candy. Now, I think you could make a strong argument that C could also be a good answer, because it was incomplete because his plan didn't continue to getting out, escaping, right? Or maybe he did have a plan to leave, but he was overwhelmed when he saw the candy. All right, masterful means very intelligent. So if his plan was not very intelligent, it was not very clever, it was not a genius plan. And the guards made fun of the man, so they were joking and thinking he was silly because he had a bad plan. His plan was horrible, right? Okay. All right, so we just finished the second quiz. All right, so let's see, what did we accomplish today? And accomplish means to complete or to do something, right? What did we achieve today? All right, well, let's see, let's check it out. Did we watch a conversation? Oh yeah, we did. We watched a conversation. Did we analyze the conversation? Oh yeah. Did we talk about phrases and vocabulary? Yes, we did. Did we use pictures to help understand? Aha. Did we take 2 quizzes? Yes, we did. We took 2 quizzes. Did we have some fun? I think so. I think we had some fun today. Okay, so we're at the end of our lesson. If you enjoy our material and you want to see more, you can subscribe, right? Because we're putting out new content all the time. Okay, so once again, I am Michael from Able Lingo, and our motto is improve your English and become more valuable. So this is the end of the lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I have to play the music again. I'm going to play the music at the end because I like it and I think it's a wonderful way to end our lesson. Here we go. Okay, see you next time. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, wherever you are in the world.